Hi, everyone. I'm the co-founder of Storefront, and we're working on some really impactful things for our cities. A big part of our business is in New York, so it's really exciting to be here, and I love the creativity I see every time I'm here. And this is a little sneak peek at some of our branding that's going to be updating in the coming weeks. We're cleaning it up. We're kind of bringing this iconic image of a revolving door, and you'll start seeing more of this on our website at thestorefront.com. So like I said, I'm Tristan. There's our website, and I'll tell you a little bit about how we see the future of retail today. Again, that's me. So Storefront is an online marketplace connecting makers to short-term retail space. Makers being artists, designers, emerging brands. That's who we get really excited about. That's why we set out to do this. And we wanted to get them into spaces by the day, week, or month. No more a 5 or 10-year lease that was expensive or inaccessible. We're opening that up, providing more transparency, and making it easier for the most creative people in our cities have a chance to participate in that urban dialogue. And I feel like we've done a great job at it. We've had over 1,000 stores opened through the platform. A lot of people compare us to Airbnb, so they're actually transacting. We're providing free insurance, and they're opening up their stores and connecting with these retail space owners right through our platform. And we got started at this because Eric, my co-founder, and I are makers for life. This is a little piece of my early artistic skills. It was a little bit ago, but it's something that I've continued on to experiment with different artistic things. Both my parents were artists, and this is where we really saw the opportunity of getting these really amazing people into spaces in the city, and that could be indoors, outdoors, in vacant spaces, in shop-in-shops, galleries, etc. Because we had a huge problem in cities today. They grew really fast, and there's a lot of gray space. That's sidewalks, walls, chain link fence, vacancies. 1 in 10 stores is sitting vacant today. That was true when we started Storefront just a little under 2 years ago, and it's still true today. And I think that's a huge inefficiency. It doesn't help the retail neighbors, it doesn't help the community, and so we're trying to find ways to make this a more efficient process. Because there's 28 million small businesses, entrepreneurs, 1/6 of which that are specifically in the creative industry. And so the artists, designers, people in fashion, home products are all looking for these opportunities to get out there, create these experiences, a lot of which you've heard about, the different types of technologies and experiences that are coming out today. A lot of these you can't do through a screen. You can't do through a laptop or a computer. You need to be in person, and we're trying to provide those opportunities. Because we've also worked with some really large brands as well as emerging businesses, and that ranges from everything from Nike to Kanye West. And so what Kanye did was, as he went on his Yeezus tour, he opened up a store instead of just having a merch table at the venue, and created this experience, brought in his designs, had events at night. And so really that we're seeing that evolving circumstance of stores being about the experience. And so I'll show you here a quick video on one of our clients, Indochino, and it will give you a little bit of perspective on the sorts of experiences people are setting up.
Indochino is one of the first brands to really make pop-up stores part of their company. It's a bit of a ballet.
We are a men's online customized suiting brand. So we are trying to revolutionize the way men shop online.
And we walk into it and we explain to that landlord, oh, in the next couple of days, this is going to look like a fully functioning operating store. And they kind of look at you in disbelief. They come back a couple of days later, and all of a sudden, it is a completely fully running operation.
Essentially create a store every month. Set up, take down, running an event, and it's something that we've just committed to doing because we think it's the best way to create a wicked retail experience for guys. We had a lot of customers who had been huge fans of ours online, but they wanted to interact with us more, they wanted some help with styling, they wanted to see and feel fabrics. At the Indochino Traveling Tailor, a guy can come in, we pair him up with a personal stylist who will build an outfit with him, both sizing and all the personalization. And then at the end of it, you swipe your card, you build an Indochino account, and 3 weeks later you get your garment.
Storefront has helped us bridge the gap between long-term retail spaces and short-term retail.
Indochino came to us looking for, okay, so that gives you a little bit of perspective. Indochino really built this into their business. They're driving something like 30% of all their revenue from these pop-up stores that they do every month. So it's become a really successful part without even having a flagship store. And so basically now I'll go into a little bit of the major trends that we saw going into this. One are there's 3 different emerging economies here. The personal selling revolution, also called the maker movement, and then retail being experience. So first of the economies is the sharing economy. Everyone's heard of Airbnb, Lyft and Uber are becoming bigger in the city. All these sorts of experiences are empowering people to be their own boss, set their own hours, and a big part of that for us is allowing that to come into the retail industry. And then of course you have the local economy. In the same vein as the sharing economy, peer-to-peer is becoming very large. Etsy is doing things with wholesaling and getting Etsy products straight into retailers like West Elm. And in the same way, Storefront's helping the local creatives get into retail spaces in their own city, where I always like to think of it as there may have been an artist in your same apartment building that you were maybe purchasing from online, you didn't even realize they lived right next to you, and they could have filled that vacant space down the block. And then on demand. Consumers want everything on demand. It's an obvious thing now. And so with pop-up stores, with these short-term retail experiences, literally we've seen people rent out stores in the same week, set them up, move in, move out on the weekend, and literally that's how fast retail can move now. Then the second trend in the personal selling revolution, it's never been easier to start a business. Just like I mentioned, Etsy or Shopify to sell online, there's hundreds of other services out there to make every aspect of business easier so you can focus on what you do your best at. And even with all those opportunities, there was still a huge leg up to get into retail. Long leases, a lot of down payments, capital, et cetera, having a lot of inventory. And so we're looking at how we can ease that transition at every angle and make that something that's simple, easy to do. And like Piers mentioned, majority of commerce is still offline. But what's happening is it's becoming these experiential things. We've worked with a Japanese beauty brand called SK2. Really amazing story about how they have basically found a derivative in the sake brewing process that keeps your skin young. And they were wondering, why are all these old men at the factory, why do they have such beautiful hands? And they built an amazing business out of it. And now recently used Storefront in New York and San Francisco. And they have kind of a beauty imaging system where they can analyze your skin, tell you how to best treat it, and repair any damage that's been done. So again, something that you can't do through a screen and that you need to have that experience. But you don't have to have that experience 365 days a year. You could have it, you could leave, but at least now you've given your customers that are already in the area, you've given exposure to new people, and now they know what they're getting when they go online to purchase your products. So we'll leave you there. But the biggest message I have to say is just to create spaces that matter. It matters more now than ever. It matters to our cities. It matters to the people you serve. And those most impactful things are going to resonate the most with everyone that's in the communities that you will work in. So thank you.